Yo, welcome back to the channel everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's Oscar and we're back again with another video. We're going to make this another quick one, but I want to talk about the SNCCC show that was just this past weekend, and I want to quickly talk about the the hunt for casino chips. So let's get right into it. The SNCCC show was at Gold Coast from 9 to 5 on Friday, Saturday, September 23rd and 24th at the Gold Coast in one of the convention halls, and it was an amazing turnout in my opinion. There was a lot more people than I expected. There was a lot of good publicity about it. They were on the news, the radio, they were in the newspaper, in the Review Journal. I believe News 3 came by, did some interviews and some B-roll shots, a little snippet of it in the news. CY Interview talked about it online. There were all kinds of media outlets talking about the show, and I think that kind of brought some good people in. There were people coming in on Saturday to sell stuff, and there was kind of a whole bunch of I guess people that heard about the show, whether it was on the news, newspaper, or through the radio, and they kind of stopped in. They didn't even know that it was happening until they heard about it and kind of dropped in. Some people bought, brought some stuff to sell. There were quite a few people, decks of cards to sell. There was quite a few people that had kind of random binders of stuff. But overall, I think it was good. There was all the dealers that I talked to, they said they had a really good time. And all this stuff, being posted on the chipboard, everyone says that they did well. They really enjoyed the show. It was publicity was really good on it, and they just had an overall really good experience. I think the SNCCC did a very good job, promoting the event and, setting it up and all kinds of stuff. I really enjoyed it, so I hope this is kind of a show that's going to continuously happen, whether it's maybe once a year, maybe it's twice a year, maybe there's a fall show, maybe there's a spring show. You don't know, but I think adding more and more, shows to the calendar would be a really good idea. And with this year we had 3 of them. We had Casino Rama, we had the CCA June show, the summer show at South Point, which is the larger one, and then we had this one. If we had 4 of those, I think people would really want to continuously go and check it out and all that kind of stuff. So big kudos to the SNCCC, Jerry Vergatos, and everyone a part of that team. Really well job. I really had a lot of fun. I was able to find some good goodies for myself, good goodies for some buddies, good goodies for other outlets too. So big job, well done. And yeah, like I said, I had a good time, and I will definitely be going to probably every single Casino Collectibles show that there's going to be in Vegas. So let's talk quickly about the hunt, because there was like one or two dealers kind of asked me, because I'm buying stuff in quantity, right? So I put all this stuff back in my boxes. But for instance, like these Plaza quarters, obviously most people on PCF, they know about them. They're these really bright arc yellow Union Plaza and Plaza house mold fracks that everybody wants. Same thing goes for like Joker's Wild 25 centers. I primarily, of course, I buy TRKs, so I'll put a picture of what I got. But it's like the other thing. There's these Shy Clown 100s that I bought. These were in really nice shape. I don't think I've actually ever seen a used one of these, which is really cool. But like I'll post a picture of what I found for myself and everything that I bought. I kind of went a little bit more, I guess I was more budget oriented, or I spent more money at this show than I kind of normally would, just because I was looking for myself, some buddies, some work stuff and all kinds of stuff like that. So the haul this year was, for this show and primarily, was pretty big, but it does work out. So for instance, like the new China stuff that I got, I have new China 50 centers. There was 1 or 2 new China 5s I didn't grab because the price was a little bit high. Like the new China 50 centers, I keep buying those, and there was one dealer, I think she had maybe 1 or 2 of them or 3 of them. I bought every single one of them. And then there was a good question. She goes, "Are you a reseller or some other question?" But I said no, you know, I buy this stuff. I like to have stuff in quantity, and of course I know a lot of people who watch my videos, they see that I have this stuff in quantity. Not only that, but it'd be kind of cool to have a new China set someday. So if I keep buying the singles and then all of a sudden there is let's say a rack of them that does come onto the market, then it'd be a cool chance to try and grab the rack if it's at a reasonable price. And then, you know, I have some singles or some extras, you know, if the set does need them. Same thing goes for like I think there was Overland 25s. I think I was able to find 2 of those. Overland 20s, I was able to find 2 of those. And then some other singles like Aladdin 5 Baccaras, I'm going after like a barrel of those. I know those are kind of hard to find. They're not really that expensive, but they're kind of seldom seen. Same thing kind of goes for like Nevada Club 100s, Nevada Club 20s. I only saw 1 of those at the show, and I personally didn't see it, but the person who bought it, Rigo, he had to show me because it's Nevada Club. It's a crazy looking chip. It's a small crown. I love small crowns. He knows that I do, so he wanted to show me that. But there's all kinds of these chips, and you know, if they're at a reasonable price, I'm gonna buy them. You know, it's the hunt for these chips, and you know, I don't spend time looking at every single binder page. Chuck Gajewski, I think how you say his last name, he kind of got a picture of me looking through the binders, which I thought was pretty cool. But I flip through these binders real quick. If there isn't something on the page that I don't really need, or I know that someone isn't looking for it, I usually let it be. But if there is something and I see that it's a really good price, I immediately pull it out. If it's a price that I have to think about it, I'll look at it for a second. I'll you know, keep flipping. If in that moment I make up my mind, I go back, pull it out, and then just put it in the pile. But like similar thing goes, I find most of this stuff, like the stuff that I buy, I either find it at 1 dealer's table or 2. It's very rare that I end up buying, let's say, 1 or 2 things at every single dealer's table. Some of them just don't have what I'm looking for, and others have exactly what I'm looking for, and at good prices that I'd like to pay. So that's kind of the hunt. And I know there's people that, you know, have built sets, or they've been trying to build sets for 10-15 years. There's people have been trying to build sets for 4 or 5 years. They're buying 1 chip at a time. There's people buying single chips for like 10-15 bucks just to try and complete a rack, even if the rack takes 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They're out there. They're gonna do whatever they can to get the rack. Some people are gonna pay whatever they need to pay to get the rack, and let's say if there's a barrel included, they're gonna pay literally whatever they're gonna need to. So that's kind of the hunt, and similarly, I'm on the same hunt. The stuff that I'm buying is harder to find in quantity. Either it is, or the people that have it in quantity, they don't want to sell them currently just because they know what they have. And I don't blame them. I'd be in the same position. There's stuff that I have that I'm not going to sell currently. I'm not sure how many people, you know, I know my collection's pretty public, but I don't know how many people actually kind of sit there and, you know that I have this and they really want it. I haven't really had any messages like that, so, which is kind of cool. But you know, it's the hunt. I'm buying. I want to get this stuff in quantity. If it takes 5 years to build a rack or 5 years to build a barrel, it's gonna happen. So, kind of just wanted to touch on that point. Overall, I had a lot of fun over the weekend. Found lots of good chips and just had such a good time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little video. If you did, please drop a like. If you have any comments, put those down below. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, share the video with your friends and family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.